That ought to keep me light on my feet. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Huzzah! What a team we make, Arisen! I hope you weren't expecting mercy.
I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
Avoid flame at any cost, Arisen. You've been doused in oil.
That is a skillful bit of thievery. Do your vocation proud.
Keep on them, Arisen, and I'll strike you down.
We are at our best when we combine our strength.
Isn't it about time we had ourselves a meal? Oh, what I wouldn't give for a bowl of hot stew. This is for you, Master. I thought it might come in useful. One arrow is all I need. Lucky us. That's worth taking.
Now that was a satisfying bit of exploration. Though I should hope we need not always be so thorough.
Let us make for a safe location where we might regain our strength.
guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I'm your host, Gigi, and we have more tales from you guys. For you guys, they just released 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, the video footage and the stories of the tunnels. If you guys did not know, Diddy was secretly doing so many dark things in those tunnels. Those tunnels have certain rooms of drugs in them, certain places where he would keep minors and lock up individuals. Man, those tunnels are dark and evil and sinister. They are coming out and they're speaking about what was in those tunnels. And I came across this video and I want to look at this video and I want us to react together about this. And I'm just have no idea what they're going to tell us about what they found in those tunnels. We've been waiting so long. We've been hearing stuff, but right now, this is the real deal. Diddy is done. He is finished, okay? So without further ado, let's watch. And again, I just have to say thank you so much for the likes, the shares, and the subscriptions. Let's keep them going. Let's get the likes up. And let's continue to subscribe and share this content because people need to know who they were putting on these pedestals, you know? I feel like everybody should have the right to sue Diddy because he deceived so many. I had no idea, and many people had no idea the evil man this person was. But get this, it is more out there that have not been accounted for. And we're not going to rest until we get each and every male and female in these Hollywood elite circles pushing their agenda, okay? So let's hear what this video has to say, okay?
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You gonna hear about my fight, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably get arrested and me, doing all types of crazy things because we gonna have a girlfriend.
The FBI has just pulled back the velvet curtain on a whole new level of bizarre, and the star of the show, Sean Diddy Combs, the man behind the music empire. But we're not talking about record deals, lavish parties, or his chart-topping collaborations. Oh no, this time, we're diving headfirst into something that reads like the wildest of conspiracy theories. Secret tunnels, whispers of freaky gatherings, and the kind of hidden escapades that'd make a tabloid writer's career.
Weinstein and Diddy. Is Diddy more feared because of the groups and the things that are going around? I think he was feared, but I really thought nobody was as untouchable as Harvey Weinstein. I did not think that guy was going to get touched. I thought he was going to get retired. I didn't think he was going to, that these suits were going to do it. Especially when they split it, into LA and New York and they tried him twice and they put him away forever. I was really shocked that everybody turned and he fell.
Why is the FBI so shocked by what they found beneath his mansion?
Like, you know, that's what this is about.
I love it. You know who may need this?
Who?
Diddy. His hair may go white.
Yeah.
What's it? I say nothing. You gotta just tell him what.
No. I didn't say no. I know Diddy 30 years. I'm just praying. It's a very sad situation. I don't know enough about it. That's as far as I could go. Stood up last night, maybe 4 hours praying for him and his kids. His kids, I know him all their life. So, I'm just praying for everybody.
Have you had to talk to him at all since this has been?
Very sad occasion,
Imagine it. You're walking through Diddy's luxurious mansion, chandeliers dripping from the ceiling, $1 million art on the walls, and you stumble upon a hidden doorway. You're probably thinking of a wine cellar or maybe some underground recording studio, right? Not even close. What the FBI supposedly found were tunnels. Not just any tunnels, but secret, sprawling pathways designed for Diddy's private use. And these weren't dug out for emergency exits or some kind of secret Cold War bunker. They were built for a completely different type of emergency, the kind involving very specific guest lists and late-night escapades.
I'm not afraid of clowns.
But I heard that you were.
Let's just say these underground layers weren't exactly meant for an innocent game of hide and seek. No, the buzz is that these tunnels were part of a much larger, well-oiled operation. And I'm not talking about promoting the latest album. The details are sketchy, but the vibe is clear. These passages were part of a secretive network used for, let's call them, exclusive gatherings. complete with all the extravagance and strangeness that someone like Diddy could muster up. It's almost like something straight out of Hollywood's imagination, but apparently it's real life. Reports say the tunnels had luxury stamped all over them. Think mood lighting, plush velvet furnishings, and even soundproofing. It's as if these hidden corridors were designed to transport guests, not just physically, but mentally, into some other world. A private paradise for the rich and famous, but also a secret garden of potential scandal. The FBI's findings have raised more than a few eyebrows. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. There's something chilling about the idea of secret underground tunnels linked to a world that already thrives on exclusivity and behind-the-scenes power plays.
Breaking down generation barriers, people from all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z, Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on, you know.
What's up? It's Mary Morgan. For the best show in pop culture news, watch Pop Culture Crisis. Click this ad, subscribe, and join us live.
You know, it's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together.
Now, the big question, why? What was Diddy doing with a labyrinth under his estate? Officially, there's no detailed explanation just yet, but it doesn't take a genius to start filling in blanks. When you're at the peak of fame, there are very few things that remain off limits, and very few temptations that aren't eventually indulged. These hidden tunnels, to some, represent the perfect illustration of just how far those temptations can push someone. The things that need to be tucked out of sight, both literally and metaphorically, because even the most bulletproof reputation can take a hit when secrets come to light. The FBI reportedly came across these tunnels while investigating a completely different matter, which only makes this discovery even weirder. Imagine trying to look into financial records or some run-of-the-mill tax inquiry, and instead, your agents find themselves in what might as well be a set. Imagine it. You're walking through Diddy's luxurious mansion, chandeliers dripping from the ceiling, million-dollar art on the walls, and all over them. Think mood lighting, plush velvet furnishings, and even soundproofing. It's as if these hidden corridors were designed to transport guests, not just physically, but mentally, into some other world. A private paradise for the rich and famous, but also a secret garden of potential scandal. The FBI's findings have raised...
Do all types of crazy things just because you want to have a go down.
The FBI has just pulled back the velvet curtain on a whole new level of bizarre, and the star of the show, Sean Diddy Combs, the man behind the music empire. But we're not talking about record deals, lavish parties, or his chart-topping collaborations. Oh no, this time, we're diving headfirst into something that reads like the wildest of conspiracy theories. Secret tunnels, whispers of freaky gatherings, and the kind of hidden escapades that'd make a tabloid writer's career.
Weinstein and Diddy, is Diddy more feared because of the groups and things that are going around? I think he was feared, but I really thought nobody was as untouchable as Harvey Weinstein. I did not think that guy was going to get touched. I thought he was going to get retired. I didn't think he was going to, that these suits were going to do it. Especially when they split it into LA and New York, and they tried him twice, and they put him away forever. I was really shocked that everybody turned and he fell.
Why is the FBI so shocked by what they found beneath the mansion?
Like, you know, that's what this is about. You know who may need this?
Who?
Diddy. His ticket may go white.
Yeah.
What's it? I know that you guys are someone.
No.
No.
I didn't say no. I know Diddy 30 years. I'm just praying. It's a very sad situation. I don't know enough about it. That's as far as I can go. Stood up last night, maybe 4 hours praying for him and his kids. His kids, I know them all their life. So, I'm just praying for everybody. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all since this has been? Very sad occasion,
Imagine it. You're walking through Diddy's luxurious mansion, chandeliers dripping from the ceiling, million-dollar art on the walls, and you stumble upon a hidden doorway. You're probably thinking of a wine cellar or maybe some underground recording studio, right? Not even close. What the FBI supposedly found were tunnels. Not just any tunnels, but secret, sprawling pathways designed for Diddy's private use. And these weren't dug out for emergency exits or some kind of secret Cold War bunker. They were built for a completely different type of emergency, the kind involving very specific guest lists and latent...
Go ahead, wait a minute. Go ahead.
I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame to forget their location when we need them most.
These weren't dug out for emergency exits or some kind of secret Cold War bunker. They were built for a completely different type of emergency, the kind involving very specific guest lists and late-night escapades.
I'm not afraid of clowns.
But I heard that you were.
Let's just say these underground layers weren't exactly meant for an innocent game of hide and seek. No, the buzz is that these tunnels were part of a much larger, well-oiled operation. And I'm not talking about promoting the latest album. The details are sketchy, but the vibe is clear. These passages are part of a secretive network used for, let's call them, exclusive gatherings, complete with all the extravagance and strangeness that someone like Diddy could muster up. It's almost like something straight out of Hollywood's imagination, but apparently it's real life. Reports say the tunnels had luxury stamped all over them. Think mood lighting, plush velvet furnishing, and even soundproofing. It's as if these hidden corridors were designed to transport guests, not just physically, but mentally, into some other world. A private paradise for the rich and famous, but also a secret garden of potential scandals. The FBI's findings have raised more than a few eyebrows, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. There's something chilling about the idea of secret underground tunnels linked to a world that already thrives on exclusivity and behind-the-scenes power play.
Breaking down generation barriers, keep them all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z, Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on, you know, it's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together.
Now, the big question is why? What was Diddy doing with the labyrinth under his estate? Officially, there's no detailed explanation just yet, but it doesn't take a genius to start filling in blanks. When you're at the peak of fame, there are very few things that remain off limits, and very few temptations that aren't eventually indulged. These hidden tunnels, to some, represent the perfect illustration of just how far those temptations can push them. The things that need to be tucked out of sight, both literally and metaphorically, because even the most bulletproof reputation can take a hit when secrets come to light. The FBI reportedly came across these tunnels while investigating a completely different matter, which only makes this discovery even weirder. Imagine trying to look into financial records or some run-of-the-mill tax inquiry, and instead, your agents find themselves in what might as well be a set from an underground thriller. The FBI agents must have felt like they'd stepped straight into an alternate reality. 1 minute, paperwork and signatures, the next, entering the twisted, hidden world of a music mogul with a penchant for the mysterious and the scandalous. And then, of course, there's the speculation about what really went down in these underground rooms. We're not just talking wild parties. Rumors are swirling about strange rituals, guest performances that stayed far from the public eye, and some pretty questionable behavior. The tunnels, by all appearances, weren't just for sneaking away from the press or evading paparazzi. They were the nucleus of something bigger, something the public was never supposed to know about. A darker, more unhinged version of the celeb fantasy we usually get fed through magazines and social media.
Amazon Black Friday week is here.
We usually get fed through magazines and social media. The wildest part, the whispers about who else may have been involved. Apparently, Diddy's underground network wasn't exactly a solo venture. Names are being thrown around, big names. The kind of people who could drop out of the public eye for a few hours or even days, enjoy whatever these tunnels had to offer, and then walk away like nothing ever happened. We're talking actors, CEOs, even politicians, individuals who usually keep things tidy and respectable on the surface. If what's being said is true, then we've only seen the tip of a very murky iceberg. Naturally, the revelation has sparked outrage across social media, with everyone, from die-hard fans to conspiracy theorists, adding their own takes. The internet's got questions, lots of them. How many of these tunnels are out there, and how many people knew about them? Was this really just about avoiding paparazzi, or is there something far more sinister lurking beneath all the glitz and glamour? One can't help but wonder if these were places where celebrities could live out their every fantasy, no matter how strange or taboo, shielded from public scrutiny by layers of concrete and steel. It's funny, really, when we look at someone like Diddy, we see a man who seemingly has it all: money, power, influence, the ability to shape the culture. But maybe that's the point. When you're handed the entire world on a silver platter, what's left to do but dig deeper, quite literally. These tunnels represent that desire for more, even when more is a dangerous game, even when more takes you into places that could one day become a PR disaster. And let's be honest, secrets have a way of crawling out of the darkness eventually.
Their name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case, which was the most ridiculous thing that could be barely ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my work.
For now, the FBI is keeping its cards close to its chest, but they know the attention this kind of revelation brings. Maybe more investigations will follow, maybe the public will get the real story behind these tunnels, or maybe it'll all get brushed under the rug with a big fat non-disclosure agreement. We've seen it happen before, right? Celebrities, power, and legal loopholes go hand in hand. What's clear is that this isn't going to disappear quietly. The public's interest has been piqued, and questions are being asked. Tough questions. For Diddy, this could mark a turning point. Either he weathers this storm with some deft PR magic, or he finds himself dragged deeper into a world of speculation, accusations, and the kind of scandal that doesn't easily fade away. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the tunnels, it's about what they symbolize. Power unchecked, secrets buried underground, and the thin line between celebrity privilege and downright creepy behavior. One thing's for sure, the story of Diddy's tunnels isn't just going to vanish into thin air. The tunnels might have been secret, but now that they're exposed, the only way is forward, digging deeper, uncovering more, and seeing just how far this rabbit hole really goes. It's a reminder that the lives of the rich and famous, no matter how carefully curated they seem on the surface, often hide a far more twisted reality beneath. And maybe, just maybe, some secrets are buried for a reason. But let's dive even deeper into the details, because that's where things start to get truly astonishing. These tunnels weren't just bare corridors for getting from one place to another. They were luxurious to an almost absurd degree, outfitted with the kind of comforts that would put high-end hotels to shame. Walls lined with rare imported wood, state-of-the-art climate control to maintain that perfect temperature, and even custom scent systems to make sure the air smelled exactly how Diddy wanted it. The whole place was designed to be an underground paradise. Every detail seemed to be carefully curated to create an atmosphere of comfort and secrecy, a place where guests could lose themselves and forget the world above.
The brokers found an interesting piece of history about these wild tunnels.
Pavarotti, who was a friend and a frequent guest of the estate, used to stay here often, and he would come down to these tunnels, and he would practice because the acoustics were so great. Figaro!
Some reports mention entire underground rooms that were themed. Think about that for a moment. Imagine entering a tunnel, then finding yourself in a room that's styled like an Egyptian temple, complete with golden decorations and hieroglyphs painted across the walls. Or maybe a futuristic neon-lit room, designed to look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. It's not just about hiding from the world. It's about creating an alternate reality, a playground for those who wanted something different, something they could never find above ground. And this wasn't a one-off construction either. The design and the detail that went into these places speak of careful planning, significant financial investment, and an overarching intent that went beyond just casual indulgence. Then there's the talk of the entrance. These tunnels weren't accessed by some simple hidden panel or front. No, they were hidden behind intricate security systems that were only unlocked with biometric data, fingerprints, retina scans, you name it. It's almost as if these tunnels were hiding something far more valuable than just a way to sneak in and out of the man. The kind of technology used here isn't just for keeping out the curious onlookers. It's the kind of thing you use when you're genuinely worried about who might come sneaking. The FBI's discovery of these security measures adds yet another layer to the mystery. What exactly was down there that needed this level of protection? And let's not forget about the rules of surveillance equipment. Not for keeping people out, but for keeping an eye on those who were allowed in. Cameras allegedly hidden in the corners, microphones embedded into the walls, all feeding back to a central control room. There are whispers that these tunnels weren't just about hosting private gatherings, but also about monitoring them, documenting everything that happened down there, whether it was for leverage, for some twisted personal archive, or for reasons that can only be guessed at. The fact that surveillance might have played a part takes the entire scenario from simply secrecy to downright sinister. The FBI's findings have also sparked curiosity about just how extensive these tunnels are. Some say they stretch for miles, connecting multiple properties. Imagine that, a whole underground network linking mansions, creating a subterranean pathway that allowed movement completely undetected. If this is true, it paints a picture of a vast hidden infrastructure, not just a quirky underground lair under one house. The kind of infrastructure that speaks of collaboration, planning, and the kind of power few could ever dream of having. It begs the question, just how many people knew about this network, and how many used it? The speculation about other celebrities being involved.
Door closes in 5. We just need to grab a few more gifts. Jackpot.
Okay, let's go.
J1.
Hey. The speculation about other celebrities being involved isn't without merit. After all, we've seen before how the circles of the rich and famous are often surprisingly interconnected. High-profile parties, collaborative ventures, shared investments, they move in the same exclusive spheres. It wouldn't be far-fetched to think that Diddy might have shared his underground secret with a select few, or that he might have even built the network with other high-profile individuals in mind. These are the kinds of people who are used to living outside of the rules that govern most of us. To them, an underground tunnel system isn't just plausible. It's almost an expected perk of their level of fame and fortune. And then there are the rituals. The word alone sends a shiver down the spine. People are talking about strange ceremonies that allegedly took place in the depths of these tunnels. Some claim that these gatherings were about more than just pleasure. They were about power. Power dynamics played out in ritualistic settings. The kind of performances that seem pulled from the darkest pages of history. There are whispers of initiation, of guests being made to prove their loyalty or to partake in activities that would bind them in secrecy. It's the kind of rumor that gets traction because it plays on our deepest fears about those who hold power. The idea that, behind closed doors, they engage in acts that are both bizarre and dangerous, secure in the knowledge that their wealth will protect them. The rooms themselves supposedly have specific purposes. Some were designed for entertainment, luxurious, over-the-top spaces filled with cushions, rich fabrics, and everything one might need to lose track of time and reality. Others were reportedly stark and clinical, giving off the atmosphere of a place where the activities weren't about comfort or luxury, but about something much more controlled, perhaps even sinister. The contrast between these spaces suggests that whatever happened down there wasn't just about fun and games. It speaks to something methodical, something planned, an operation with different layers, each more secretive than the last. As for the individuals rumored to have visited these tunnels, the list is as astonishing as it is varied. High-profile actors, influential business leaders, even some government officials, all supposedly part of this underground scene. It's hard to verify any of this, of course, but the mere suggestion is enough to fuel the kind of speculation that will keep this story alive for a long time. These are people who already live in gilded cages, surrounded by luxury and excess. So what exactly were they looking for in these underground rooms that they couldn't find above ground? That's the question that makes this whole thing so compelling and so disturbing. Public reaction has been a mix of shock, outrage, and a kind of grim fascination. Some people are horrified, others are merely intrigued, and then there are those who aren't surprised at all. They see this as just another example of the elite doing what they do best, living by a different set of rules, indulging in the kind of excess that seems almost parodic to the rest of us. The internet has become a breeding ground for theories, each more outlandish than the last, but they all share one common thread, a belief that this is just the beginning, that what we've seen so far is only scratching the surface. And what about Diddy? He's remained characteristically tight-lipped, his public appearances carefully managed, his statements carefully worded. His PR team has gone into overdrive, trying to control the narrative. The fact is, this is the kind of story that's almost impossible to spin. You can deny, you can deflect, but once people's imaginations are engaged, once they start picturing those tunnels, those secret rooms, there's no going back. The questions will keep coming, the scrutiny will only get more intense, and the public's fascination with what really happens in the world of the ultra-wealthy will only grow. Maybe these tunnels were just a quirky eccentricity, an elaborate means of escaping the pressures of fame. But the more details that emerge, the less likely that seems. There's something about the scale of it all, the secrecy, the security measures, the rumors of rituals and surveillance that suggest something far more complex and far more troubling. It's a glimpse into a world that most of us will never experience, a world where the usual rules don't apply, where privacy isn't just a luxury, but an obsession, and where the line between fantasy and reality blurs in the most unsettling of ways. It all started with some pretty shady construction work happening around Diddy's sprawling Los Angeles mansion. Heavy equipment, late-night digging, the kind of stuff that, frankly, doesn't usually go unnoticed when you live in the celebrity-packed homey hills. People started talking, and soon enough, the whispers turned into full-blown conspiracy theories. Was Diddy building something underground? A panic room? An art vault? Nah. According to the rumor mill, he was digging something much, much more interesting. A network of secret tunnels. Because why have a normal, multi-million-dollar mansion when you could also have a freaky tunnel network? The rumors went wild. These weren't just any tunnels. Apparently, they connected his property to some pretty infamous estates. You know, like the Playboy Mansion, where mystery was part of the charm, and for a bonus round of absurdity, Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Sure, connecting a mansion to a place that's hundreds of miles away doesn't seem super practical or possible. But what's the fun in rumors if you're going to stick to logistics, right? The idea of a secret tunnel network connecting Hollywood royalty, the Playboy Mansion, as anyone who followed celebrity gossip in the 2000s knows, was the epicenter of everything happens here vibes. Hugh Hefner's Hefner's kingdom was rumored to have hidden doors, secret passages, and secluded grottos where Hollywood's elite did, well, let's just say whatever they wanted, with whoever they wanted, away from prying eyes. So naturally, when Diddy's supposed secret tunnel started coming up, people couldn't help but draw a line between his estate and Hef's iconic den of violence. It's almost poetic. Two dens of excess connected by some underground labyrinth. Sounds like the plot of a movie Nicolas Cage would star, to be honest. Blueprints supposedly show underground passages under the Playboy Mansion. They were mostly intended to allow guests to dodge the path and move around discreetly. Now, whether or not those tunnels extended to Diddy's house, totally up for debate. Zero credible evidence. But let's not let that stop us from wondering. After all, if you were throwing the kind of freak-off parties that Diddy was rumored to host, it's not too much of a stretch to imagine wanting an extra level of privacy. Privacy that's only possible by sneaking people in underground. This is where things get even weirder. Enter Neverland Ranch, Michael Jackson's home/amusement park/instant conspiracy factory. While the idea of connecting Neverland to Diddy's place with some insane tunnel system is wildly impractical, it makes for a great story. There were already urban legends swirling that Neverland had hidden bunkers and passageways. So people just put two and two together and came up with, well, some pretty imaginative nonsense. But it's that kind of nonsense that people latch onto. The idea that Hollywood is more connected, more secretive, and more strange than we could ever understand. And while the practicalities don't add up, the appeal of this idea that Diddy's estate, Neverland, and the Playboy Mansion are all part of a covert underground web does make a twisted kind of sense in a Hollywood shady way. It's like believing that these icons of wealth and secrecy are all in on something. It's not enough for them to just have a lot of money and strange tastes. No, they need to have a network of underground tunnels too. Now, here's the kicker. Why in the world would Diddy need tunnels? For security? Sure, that could be a reason. If you need to get to the neighbors without dealing with TMZ on your front lawn, a tunnel seems pretty convenient. But here's where things get spicy. There's a lot of chatter about these tunnels being used for secret parties, aptly named freak-off parties, where discretion wasn't just a luxury, it was a necessity. Imagine the world's biggest celebrity sneaking away to an underground entrance for a wild night at Diddy's, where no phones were allowed, and no one could see who came and went. It's a pretty convenient way to dodge the gossip mill, or so you think. Then there's the more unhinged theory. The tunnels were used for illicit activities. You know, the kind of stuff that we can't exactly confirm, but sounds just sinister enough to make you wonder. Theories about intimate trafficking, substance smuggling, or other illegal activities floated around, fueled by Diddy's ongoing legal troubles, which of course only made the rumors explode further. No evidence. Not even a shred. But the more people talk, the more it becomes
I knew you loved this world too much to leave it
the
behind.
idea of underground tunnels in Hollywood isn't new. It's part of the city's myth. Go back to the Prohibition era, and you'll find stories of speakeasies linked by underground routes to escape the law. Then there's the Beverly Hills Hotel. Rumor has it there are secret pathways so that old school stars like Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra could come and go without anyone catching on. Chinese theater, more of the same. Allegedly secret underground spaces for private rendezvous. It's almost a tradition at this point for celebrities to have these supposed hidden ways of moving around. So did he have some secret tunnels? Fits right in with Hollywood's self-written mythology. The public loves these stories because they reinforce the idea that celebrities live differently from us. Not just in mansions and flashy cars, but also in this clandestine, secret agent-like way. The hidden passageway, the private connections, it's like a rich person's ultimate flex. Now, the FBI raid is where things went from rumors to national upset. In March 2024, Diddy's house got raided, and the headlines practically wrote themselves. Allegations of racketeering, intimate trafficking, and possession of suspicious items were all thrown around. No one quite knew what those suspicious items were, but the internet went nuts with speculation. Underground tunnels were mentioned, and boom, the freak tunnel story went full-blown viral. People are still trying to separate fact from fiction, but the raid definitely didn't do Diddy in favor. Here's the thing, though.
Level up your store this season with Bluehost. Build a WordPress store in a few clicks with our AI site builder.
Fact from fiction, but the raid definitely didn't do Diddy any favors. Here's the thing, though. Did they find tunnels? Not really. There was mention of an underwater swimming tunnel connected to a grotto, which sounds way less nefarious when you think about it. The whole freak tunnel thing turns out it may have been a misunderstanding, or maybe just people making wild assumptions from drone shots of the property's layout. That didn't stop people from embellishing every detail, though. By the time the story hit its peak, Diddy was apparently running some kind of underground, celebrity-only train network under half of Los Angeles. The rumor took off like wildfire, helped along by some leaked photos and a suspiciously convincing CNN screenshot. Yep, people were out there sharing it like gospel. Underground tunnels found at Diddy's L.A. home. Cue the Twitter chaos and Instagram detectives going off. And here's the kicker. It turns out there was some truth to it. These tunnels are real, and the implications are as wild as you'd imagine. The heart of the whole story lay in Diddy's Holden Hills property, with reports of heavy machinery rolling in and out at strange hours, restricted areas, and secret construction work. Cue the whispers of underground networks, and people were suddenly seeing Diddy as some kind of mastermind, orchestrating an underground party expressway for the rich and the reckless. And guess what? It turns out that those whispers were right. The so-called underwater tunnel connecting a pool to a grotto was just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath Diddy's mansion lies a network of tunnels that connect to other iconic properties. Hidden passageways designed for exclusive gatherings and privacy. See, the thing is, having a pool with a connected grotto isn't some groundbreaking Diddy exclusive feature. A bunch of these luxury properties have them. It's almost like having a sunroom if you're rich enough. But Diddy's tunnels are something else entirely. These aren't just mundane architectural features. They're secret passageways that lead to other estates, designed to keep activities hidden from prying eyes. People were right not to settle for the boring explanations. There really was something more going on, and it was far from mundane. And then there's the inevitable comparison to the Playboy Mansion. Hugh Hefner's famous estate has always had its fair share of rumors, secret passages, hidden rooms, and underground connections for all the reasonable activities Hugh might have needed them for. And this time, it turns out those rumors weren't far off. The Playboy Mansion indeed has a network of tunnels, and Diddy's property is linked to it. The association sticks for a reason, because it's true. Diddy's Pool Grotto is just one of the entry points to an elaborate underground system that connects Hollywood's most infamous estates. Add to that, Diddy's legal pool trouble, a cocktail of allegations ranging from intimate violence to racketeering, and suddenly, everyone's got the story they want. The guy has a dark side, so of course he has a secret underground tunnel system to complete the villain image. This isn't just speculation anymore. It's part of the narrative that Diddy himself seems to have written. It's kind of like Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra. For decades, people have been saying they snuck in and out of the Beverly Hills Hotel through hidden passageways. Add in a dash of Prohibition-era secret bars, and you've got the perfect recipe for an entire city covered in hidden loot and underground mischief. This time, there is proof, and it's as elaborate and secretive as everyone imagined. Do you think this is a real story, or is it so real that it's actually worse than we could ever imagine?
Ooh, I tell you, that dark tunnel was dark and sleepy. I knew it. I want to know what your thoughts are about this, and I wonder, are they going to show these video footages at the tunnel during the trial? You guys know this trial is coming up, okay? And this trial is going to be bananas, and we will be there to cover it. So I just want to know your thoughts about everything. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Message Spot, and we'll see you guys on another video. Bye.
Pleasure doing business with you. Looking to lay your head? This one's ours, and make no mistake. Go.
Another day, ready for tomorrow. Adventure. What brings you here? Not half bad.
My thanks, sir. For you.
It is strange, it's like this. There is every means of transportation under the ground. There's a city under the ground. There are, there's a different air supply that kicks in after you get so low.
Who goes down there?
I was, after getting down there, I talked to...
What's happening, YouTube? Ali Carter, this is on breaking news. I don't know how they run their channel, but it's more of a live stream type thing. But I just wanted to break down the Miss Carter. I try to give her as much respect as I can, because you're a strong person. You're a strong lady. Keep doing what you're doing. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, y'all, and let's check this out. This is amazing right here, I think. And y'all put in the comments if y'all want me to break down other little parts. Cause this whole thing is deep, man, but it's just way too long for a live stream.
And we're back. Another important message from Ali Carter. Firstly, to those asking for more evidence, and then some kind words for those that get it. I've also included a bit more of her backstory and what she's witnessed in relation to Diddy, his associates, and other high-profile individuals who she alleges she's seen do some awfully heinous things, and or have allegedly done heinous things to her. There will be more details about the tunnels and the alleged underground network as well. So grab a snack and a tasty beverage, and get ready for a double red pill start today. I can't confirm how much of what she's saying is fact or fiction. I'm entitled to my own beliefs and opinions on the matter, as are you. I encourage you to do your own research and draw your own conclusions.
If you're new to my page and you're coming in here like, I was waiting for a video, I was waiting for evidence, I was waiting for pictures or videos, you're sick. And let me tell you why. You are no better than slave, child traders. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If you think that coming on here, I'm coming on here to exploit myself again and give my exploiters that satisfaction, no, I'm not doing that.
Not half bad.
So if somebody has my videos, go ahead and release them. But I'm not going to be the one to release my naked, brutalized body. And if you're coming here thinking that that's what you're about to watch, and then pissing and commenting, talking about, well, I was here for evidence, and I was here for pictures and videos, then you are nasty to say that you want to sit and watch something so you can get it in your head what's happening if you can't hear me speak. If they can't connect
Oh,
from here
that $65
to right here,
in a ferry song.
there's
Oh,
no
okay.
point to have a conversation with you. So you gotta understand too, like videos and all that can be fabricated, number one, so that's not irrefutable evidence. So what are you exactly looking for? Yeah. Those people who are, manage them, because those people who are jumping on you. Yeah. There are lots of other forms of evidence. But for people like you, it will never be enough.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter what anybody says to you. It matters what you want to see and what you want to say to make it true. So if you're sitting on here, look at these comments. if you're a person that has any kind of you'll see that the people that I'm talking about, the people that are talking, and I wanted pictures, I wanted photo evidence. You are a significant part of the process. With child porn, you understand that, right? You get what you're asking for? Make it make sense in your head. Yeah, you're asking to see child porn before you're willing to be a survivor or a victim. So you can't hear me. How many times have I said what I've said? How many ways does it need to come out? When I said LeBron, people told me that can't be true in 2021. When I said P. Diddy and nobody tells on him in 2021, everybody would know that can't be true either. When I told you that people are eating and abusing children, not my people, not my idols. When I told you that it's going on in your local neighborhoods, no, that can't be true. So now there's a lot of people calling people back, talking about, did you see the movie Celebrity? Did you see that it's coming out the news? Did you see Kevin Hart guilty? All the people that called you crazy, and you're sitting on the internet too much, and this can't be real because it's just something that conspiracy theories have become realist. And you're the problem, not them. So if you're sitting on my page, expecting me to explain my body to you, for you to understand what the hell is going on, not just for me, but for other children and possibly for your own,
Look at that!
you're the problem.
Wow.
You are the problem. You are the reason this is still taking forever.
You know what? I gotta say a little half. I'm guilty of that. We want to see proof. We want to see evidence. And I'm looking at it like real talk. Looking at the evidence like what happened with Diddy running down the hall with the towel on and kicking and beating and censoring it out. We're not looking for evidence, and I'm not looking for any, Miss Carter, I'm not looking for any evidence. I believe you. But I'm assuming that the people are looking for evidence like, show us something. Don't show us the 4K version. You know, blur out some things. Something like that. That's what I think that they're leaving out when they say, let's see some evidence. They're not looking for 3D crystal clear.
Yeah, they are, because she gave 8 months of evidence.
But I understand your point too. I definitely understand your point. Woo! I didn't even think of it that way, so I learned something.
You are the reason that we are still here. You are the problem as an adult figure. You are the problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look me in my eyes if you are watching this video. You are the problem. So what are you going to do about it? I am 30 years old. This has been going on since I was 3 months old. Evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence has been dropped. And you think that after I stood up and said, hey, I didn't know that camera.
Buy something and see the truth for yourself.
Do you think that after somebody ties me down and abused me for hours, I got up and said, hey, can somebody give me a copy of that CD? Then I need it to so because they're not going to believe me when I tell you. That's the whole point.
Very well.
That's what traffickers get a kick out of, is people like you. Because nothing can ever do it for you.
Because even if she put a video there,
you are the problem. There are children being right now. And if there's a 5-year-old baby that's getting flagged right now, you're not going to believe that baby until you see another video? That's what was wrong with McMurray Preschool.
Welcome.
All of a sudden, those kids are crazy. Somebody, this is for clout. What clout? What clout?
It's something and see the truth for yourself.
What money? You see our kids in the car? What money? Come on now. Come on now. So to the ones who, I already got it, and I get it, I got it, thank you. This is why. This is why. Sue CPS already tried that. Sue CPS already tried that. 8 months of the case. They did, and guess who? got to certain camps, they threw it out. Why do you think everybody is still wondering what the hell went on at Diddy? What the hell went on at Steve Harvey? Why did you get the Epstein list? How many victims do you think there are? If it was that fucking easy to walk up to a courthouse and be like, they did it, can you go get them? Don't you think shit would have been moving right now?
Yeah, you're right.
Call the police. Okay, so
Who?
if that was that easy, don't you think shit would have been moving right now? Did it work for Trump? Your former president? Your president? Did it work? Has it worked? What case have you went through personally that you just went up to the doors and it was over?
No.
Come on now. How many missing children are there?
Packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
We've a journey to prepare for
So
after
if you were just to call
we
me
can't
out,
afford to cut corners.
you guys, I mean, there's so many children missing. It's so, who are you going to call on the running the police? Who do you call when the police are corrupt? Is there a number for that? You have to look at the bigger picture. You got my hardest problem was when Ellie first came was I was so boxed in my thinking of how things were, and I thought I knew a lot of things that I had no clue of. We could probably find a really good cop or a really honest attorney, but at some point they're going to have to send that information up the food chain, and it's going to hit somebody corrupt, and it's going to get shut down.
Yeah.
Think it through. Think the whole thing through. Don't just stop at what you think you know. Step back.
One point.
Don't you think if you knew if corruption was that easy to uncover, it would be a word for it? Come on now.
And what you supposed
Where
to
do
do?
you think this spider web is going to? Why do you think if it was that easy,
I might be glad to bring my web.
right? Since we all want it,
the happy
because that's
twist
the
of
only
fate
reason
that
why
brings us
some of you
back
guys
together.
are here right now, new. The rest of you, I'm not talking to you, speak overnight. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones who can't manage their
This rumor has been
expectations right now.
troubling me ever since I first
Let's
caught
be
wind
real.
of it. Apparently, there is an illness
If
which
it was
warms the
that
flesh
easy
beyond the rift.
to
It makes
shut
a
shit
danger
down,
to ourselves and
why do we
others.
live in the world we live in today?
Symptoms in the room, an unruly attitude, and overconfidence.
That's why
In the
Diddy
end,
going
we
to put
turn our
all the
backs on our
blame.
master and our duty.
That I had to deal with as a mother is listening to all y'all come at my kid and call my kid a liar for a lot of things. None of you are up at night with me or with her. None of you have the whole story. I don't know most of you, but you make the big judgments and big assessments of what you think we should do, how we should do it, what the truth is. My favorite one is the saying can't be her father because he has no kids. First of all, unless you are the accountant of the firm and we're
I should have expected you may yet linger
you
here.
can't say that as a fact. Number one,
That's right. So you accounting for everything going his firm.
you know that, right? Your actors, your actresses, that's all they're so busy. They could not. They act for a living. They professional for a living. They're given
I'll
a
carefully
script
conserve my
for
strength
a
and
living.
endeavor to survive every battle.
And then told to play that part for you to fall in love with her.
By way.
At least I
I
go
know
knowing I
I'm
fought to the best of my
At the
ability.
same time, it's like we're in the same
It will be an
boat.
honor to serve by your side.
So exhausting, everybody's like, okay, so now they tell Justice Bieber, come tell us. Everybody, come tell us what happened.
Whatever. Y'all gonna drag them for
He
free.
was a child. Leave him the fuck alone. And isn't this the fight? Isn't the fight to get everybody on the same page and everybody tracking and everybody having common sense so we can put a stop to the evil? It is the fight. You ones that are delayed and you ones that are like so sideways you can't
Really
manage your
now?
expectations.
You mustn't
You're
shirk your
dragging
duty.
things for sake
Let's Lest you forget, 'tis the
Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige. This calls for a curator.
Okay, this part might be boring for a little while, but I'm making stuff at the forger.
Who made him mad?
So
Did you make him mad?
this part might be boring for a while. So, I was trying to do that, my man.
What were you wearing? How did you walk past me? Is that how they treat you? Those are those type of questions. We used to always, I can't believe this is happening to my favorite artist, my favorite actor. You just said it. Your favorite actor. This is why. An affidavit of truth is not enough. How many times have we said it's not enough?
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see.
You couldn't hear them from the start when they were screaming. You couldn't hear the PTSD.
Use it
You
well.
don't feel the helplessness. You don't feel that coming from a survivor. Real sees real, and you can see it through the screen. So just because you're watching me through a device right now,
One of my masterpieces.
I
Very
know
well.
you can see what I'm saying. I know some of you get it. And that's why we appreciate those who do get it.
I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all
We really,
I
really
ask.
do. The ones that have been here from the beginning was like, I don't need to see anything. Before I even went to start posting the evidence from last night, it's a 4 or 5 page long affidavit. I gave you little tiny clips of it. Because I know everybody is going to say, well, how did you get there? And well, how did this? And I know it's a lot to understand. A lot happened in the first 5 minutes. So a lot of people were like, don't even post it. And thank you for that. That stopped me in my tracks for a minute. So I was like, wait, what? Somebody was like, don't post it. I got it. I hear you. I see you. I believe you. And that right there stopped me. I didn't talk last night, so I was like, is this for real? Are y'all serious? Because all of my life, because of trauma, I've always been here. There's proof. There's evidence. There's receipt. I will explain it until I'm doing the thing. I know you won't believe me. That's what they told me the first time they held us down. That's what I was told the first time I walked into a room. They won't believe you. So you can go ahead and fight me. You can go ahead and cry and scream. Because if somebody comes, they won't believe you. If you tell on me, they won't believe you. The power that they hold, that's why I kept saying, no one tells on Diddy. But now here we are. Somebody did, and finally somebody's listening.
I'm glad to see you in such fine fettlerism.
Call Trump? Well, what number? You got his phone number?
Alright, come on, call
Trump didn't even get his own shit out of it. Trump's photographer got the shot at the same time somebody else was trying to take a shot. So Trump can't even get his own shit together. He's saying it too. Do you see the proof though of somebody saying it? Do you see anybody actually saying it and then you see
I should have expected you, May.
No. And I'm not trying to toot but I feel like me and my mom are the only ones who have been on the damn internet for 4 years and have said something and then here it comes. And then people are like, oh yeah, no, you did say that. Yeah. So do you see why a part of me gave up in the beginning? There was no point for me to start talking that way. I didn't feel like there was a point. Because I already knew how some of that shit was gonna go. He's lying. He's crazy.
I'm a fighter by
No, I
trade.
love them. There's no
Send
way.
it to the vanguard.
Do you know how much it means to someone when you can just say, I see you, I believe you, and that's
We'll see each other
unconditional
again.
truth?
In the meantime, I'll use all I've learned on our adventure to hone my skills.
Count on you,
No conditions. No, I need money. No, I need Patreon. No, I need a proof. No, I need paperwork. No, I need evidence. No, I need a video. Unconditionally. Those who have stopped from the get-go and said, I believe you, thank you. you are the type of people that's going to change things.
Nothing to report, I'm afraid.
That's indeed. That's me.
That's why I said this is me and my mom said from the beginning, this is all of our war.
Master, I've not more to say.
Pressing
me further shan't change that.
Somebody's going to fix it. Yeah, you keep putting faith in everybody else to fix it. What are you going to do? I got some people, I'm so tired of being struggled. Are you tired? You're tired? Baby, you're tired. Tell me how tired you are when you can't sleep at night because there's a smell that's going past you and it can't stop reminding you of the time that you were tied to somebody spinning wheel at a party.
Hail arisen. It's plain.
Tell me you're tired when your bones won't stop popping the weird way because somebody tied you down and you were moving in those restraints and then there was no way to get out of them and you sat in them 5 to 6 hours and now your hips don't move the same way. Tell me you're tired when the amount of night terrors, PTSD, and flashbacks won't stop because your skin is falling and you can't make it
I
stop.
felt certain I would find you here, Arisen.
Because somebody mentioned
But it
the predator's name.
I was
I'm sick of people using the word triggered and offended and you have no damn idea what it is.
No, you don't know what trigger is, yeah.
Thank you. For those
whatever else might be said of me, know that I serve you with all my days dispense with the formalities. They
And
sort
the people who go through the real shit.
Please, put your comments in perspective. I wouldn't even ask you to mention anything you did. As far as you, the hardness and judgment is not going to do a damn thing for anybody, especially in this fight. Kids need adults. Kids need somebody to be who they needed when they were a child. So you know when you were saying something as a child and then somebody's like, they're just a kid, they don't know what they're saying.
They need you to be there them then.
Somebody needs somebody to put their grown woman shit on or their grown man shit and do
deal with
something.
it, yes.
Not just talk about it, do something.
Just pass by and make your child continue to be abused because you're too busy.
From the get-go.
And
There's somebody that messaged me. I know you probably don't want me to talk to me right now. I just came here to stop. I want to talk to you. I want to do a podcast. Somebody tagged the Riverside Sheriff's Department for Riverside County Child Protective Services. Now listen. I know that some of you guys are just now getting this message. But if you understand how well this web is tied, you understand how do you defend an offender? The attorneys that are defending
me a liar.
the defenders, how do you defend somebody like that? Why? Money.
Here you are, sir. Use it.
Okay,
I
so you
masterpieces.
that calling the Riverside County
Very well.
Sheriff,
I shall have your order crafted in good time.
they're going to do a damn thing about Riverside Child Protective
Many
Services
thanks.
custody. They're not. Let me help you. They're not. But go ahead and knock yourself out. Because sometimes you need to see that. But contacting them for me, no, that's not going to do anything. We dealt with Riverside County Sheriff. Many reports. And on top of that, I was raped by some of them. I'm telling you right now, that's not going to work. If you understood the fight you were in, you understand how painful it is. So. Everybody, who are we supposed to call? How do we help? If I have the answer, don't you think I would have told you? If I had the answer, don't you think I would let it go?
Might you consider lightening your pack, Master?
Well, let us make haste for the nearest town. I'd rather sell off
Why is that
the
hard
long
for
than
you?
toss them aside.
Now if I delete your asses, then you get mad. That's the thing too. If I'm just like, okay, let me help you. Goodbye. And then no, I didn't want to get deleted, you blocked me. But you're sitting here doing something that's not helpful. So why do you want to stay?
You don't believe it.
Because you know something else is not right.
That what spirit inside you is picking on her, that little poor girl. Because you could just go somewhere.
Make it make
but
sense.
you're spending energy going, What
sense.
spirit are you
At the end
operating
of the
on?
day, this is about the kids. This is not about arguing, looking for proof that you think you need to have. This is about the kids. And if you guys can't stay on task and on focus for the kids, no help. You're no help. You're no help for anybody. You're no help for yourself.
Arisen.
So when all
I should have
hell breaks
expected
loose,
you, Maya.
and you running around in circles calling that friend that you call crazy or coming back
Linking
over to this profile or looking for a profile to help you out.
I thank you for the chance to hold my swordsmanship. And
Then
good
what?
company at that.
Anyways, I
If
want
we
to
share
know
our
how to help.
strengths, we can begin formulating a strategy that
I do
caters to
too.
our respective.
I'm trying everything in our power. Rallies and marches, painting awareness blocks, put up posters, did live, ask random strangers to go to an intersection, answer questions honestly, put up evidence, dog evidence out.
I am attentive and loyal.
Put
I
ourselves
prefer
in
to...
danger. Walked into an event, said our piece, and then walked out.
Remain by...
And somebody, why are you still moving? Because why would you be sitting up?
I
If
thank
you know
you for the
that somebody
chance
is coming
to
towards
hold
you,
my
and you're outnumbered, you just go sit there and wait
and
for
in
it?
good company.
If ever you need of an ear to listen...
You just go sit there and wait still? Like, oh yeah, I know they want to kill me. I know there's about 10, 20 of them. So I'm just going to sit there. And then wonder what happened. Come on now. But those who get it, the 90s that understand, the warriors that are coming like, yeah, I know, it's painful, but I get it. Thank you.
Soldiers have been making
Thank
a
you.
fuss of
You're
some
looking around and
strange
you're
temple
watching.
in the sea.
Right now, you're seeing. You're seeing why this is taking forever. You're seeing why more information will come out. You see why the Epstein list is not released, right? You see how every time we go to release the Epstein list, the judges get killed. The FedEx guy that was on there gets messed with. The person that was carrying the evidence from point A to point B mysteriously ends up on a side. Nobody has that list. Why not? The amount of hell y'all give to survivors, I'm not talking to the 90s, who told us. The amount of hell you give to the 90s, or you give to the victims, why don't you give that same energy to the media? Or the perpetrators? Or the predators? Why don't you give that same energy? Everybody's pointing the finger right now, but nobody gives that same energy to the predators. Everybody can, I was there at 1 o'clock. I left at 3 o'clock. Why aren't you giving that same energy? Ask them, why were you there?
Why did you leave?
What happened? What was going on after 1 o'clock that you knew you had to leave?
Many thanks.
They knew. That's why they
Why
said.
did you go back if you knew at 1 o'clock you had to leave? What was going on at 3 a.m.? Who was there? Well, everybody, I was there for this, and I was there for that, but we all know that it was a party. Demand that same energy that you demand from me. You want to see my naked body? Ask them. Go check who has a birth mark in her thigh. Why aren't you asking that information from them?
Show the that.
Okay? Just wondering.
It's one of those 4 names that she said in that story. It has the first one on the website. And how to see yours.
Thank you. Again, thank you. Thank you. Go back to your spot. The ones that are really sitting there for the kids, I appreciate you. The ones that are demanding from everybody that should be demanding from, I appreciate you. I really do.
People ain't
I do.
I see you desire one of my masterpieces.
I like to see
Very
her smile
well.
and laugh.
I feel for your family and your friends. And your pet. And your
And your pet.
any living thing, including a plant.
I feel so sorry. Very sorry for it.
It's pathetic. It's shameful.
And anytime they come up to you and say they don't feel it or something wrong, you think they lying right to your face. You don't believe nothing nobody says. Just actually get it, but there, you got to hear that part. When somebody, when you put them to the test, though, that proves it. And after they pass their test, you still acting stupid, what? Still on the operating room. I'm saying don't put people to the test.
We're going to be releasing more information.
Spiritual, test the spirit, see whether
To go through it and the thing.
on God or not. Spiritual on God, confess Jesus Christ as the Lord.
Love y'all.
Sent from not from God. Confess Jesus Christ as the God. And lie or flee. Because it can't handle it anymore.
Wow.
There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place.
I find it very interesting one time was by a school there was a gunman on the roof and he ran the school shut down. He never came out of school, nobody ever found him. I don't know where he went.
They lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic stuff. They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there.
As ever,
I'm yours to
What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation.
Pray, have
There's
patience with
every
me,
walk of life.
I've
There's,
shared.
there's
I
cities,
have every
there's
faith our paths will cross again, arisen.
different air supply. There's 15
Fate willing,
my
the day will come when our paths cross again. I'm well glad to be traveling.
orders to go to the Getty Los Angeles, California Museum. I was told I was going to walk through a field trip. I was taken with another girl. I call a friend of mine, and we were put in dresses and sandals. We were taken in a sports car. Not taken in a sports car. We pulled up to the museum in a sports car. We were told that we were trying to give a different appearance. So we were walking through. I remember walking through kids. I remember walking and seeing school buses. I remember walking in and seeing children and chaperones through the museum. And I remember people staring at us as if we were somebody special. We walked through the museum. There are employees that
I'm glad to see you
know
in such
exactly
fine
what's
vegetables.
going on in the museum. They block the doors. They know where the entrances and exits are. They take their orders from someone else when someone is trying to get underground through the Getty Los Angeles Museum. I was walked through. I remember taking stairs, going through a garden, taking an elevator. I was drugged, but I was walking. There are many situations in trafficking where you can be alert. Some of my pimps did not let me see where I was going. Sometimes I was so drugged that I was carried into a job, dressed, and then placed in a room and waiting for my order.
Was a fine adventure we shared.
Myself. So
May we meet again.
at this time, I was able to walk. I was able to see what was going on, and I remember walking through. I remember talking certain people after we got so far. I remember my ears popping. I remember feeling like I'm choking because the air was so weird. We got to a certain point and there was, it looked like a basement. It looked like where they keep things that were not public display in a museum. And after getting so far, we were in tunnels. We were put on cars, drove to a certain point, far. I've seen sorry.
Take your time. Take your time.
cars, boats, there's trains, there's buses, there is every means of transportation under the ground. There's a city under the ground. There are different air supply that kicks in after you get so low.
Here you are, sir.
Who goes down there?
One of my masterpieces.
I was
Very well.
After getting down there, I talked to a few people. I was able to meet celebrities, actors. I'm not a person that knows somebody just by name or by face or right away. I was somebody who remembered somebody from a movie or something like that, or something that he did. I was able to speak with somebody that was so cocky, and I remember telling him, I know you from Look Who's Talking. That's all. And I remember everybody laughing at me because I was 15, and I'm like, the only thing that I know you from, John Travolta, is Look Who's Talking. I know there were many comedians, Kathy Griffin, Robin Williams, I was on an order for Joe Biden. I was taken to somewhere where there was an orgy party. There was a contest going on. There's a certain part that has a shrine where I was taken, and what I mean by shrine is it was bones. It was things that have happened to other people. They take shrines. They take like a trophy, whether it was a ripped shirt, panties, hands, pieces of flesh. There is a smell that you can't even flinch towards down there, but you will. There's certain people that you don't talk about because you just don't. There were certain people that I've seen down there, from Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Wow.
You don't tell on P. Diddy, but P. Diddy.
I see you desire one of my masterpieces.
You said
Very
you
well.
don't tell on these people. Is that like a code that all
Have
people
more than
that
crafted in
that are
good
talking
time.
about
A
this
little
stuff?
patience is all I ask.
Yes, you don't, because
Many thanks
nobody's gonna believe you. You're nothing to them. You don't count. You're just a toy. You're not essential, as they call them. You're expendable. And as a child in that situation, I wasn't the type of person that was fighting all the time, because I started to learn who I was. I started to learn my temp. I started to learn what I was in. I started to learn that you don't fight. You watch what you say, you watch what you do, and at some point I stopped fighting people, and I started to accept the fact that when I was told that I was special enough to be with this person, I was special enough to be in the eyes of a celebrity or somebody who was on the radio or on TV, and I accepted that. While I was down there was something that happened. There was I don't even know what to call it. There was something that sounded like an earthquake, something that sounded like people got into a fight. There was a shooting. I was taken from one room to another, and then from there, someone left me there. I started moving and trying to get out of where I was. I was with the friend that I came in with, who was freaking out. She was hyperventilating, she was crying, she was trying everything to get out, and it made us get deeper in. The lower you go, the harder it is to get out. No one knows where the doors are. No one knows where the exits are. No one knows where some of these tunnels lead to. So it's not as easy to just say, I'm just going to get out, or I'm just going to try to find a way out. If you are walked in, you're escorted in, and somebody has to help you get out.
I know we'd not be long apart.
After what happened, we had to leave. Again, I don't know what was going on. I'm still not sure what happened that night. There's a baby farm that exists. There's all ages. There's kids who don't act like kids. They act like wild animals. They hiss at you.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen.
They act like wild animals. They've never. I know some of them have been there since probably birth.
Should you have further need of a marksman? My bow is ever. Are you fit to travel?
There's children of all ages. There's people who have been there since they were babies, but they're adults now.
And how long do they stay there? Till what age?
I don't know. So whatever happens to them happens, and whatever their time is. There's baby farms that exist underground. Your hospitals are complicit in giving babies to baby farms. And when I say, I'm talking newborn babies fresh out of the hospital. I've seen a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of my friends die. There's so much that goes on. There's so much that goes on.
And it's not. So these particular things that you're talking about now, these extreme, horrific acts. This is reserved for the elite. Is that correct?
They get away with eating, torturing, buying children. Many places, and it also seems
Very well.
Selling your soul doesn't necessarily mean selling your soul for money. It means selling out the things that you're willing to do. A dedication to what they call their God. Then people compete with that. Everybody is competing with that. Trying to do something equal or worse.
Are they open about who their God is?
Yeah, it's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, some people act as if they're Christian or other religions that we all know of, but Satan, I was buried alive. I was saved and told that I had to give my life to them because they saved me. It's in everybody's faces. It's something that happens every day.
So a few people were asking, or Tom was asking, whether all of this took place in America, but from what I understand, you've also been to Buckingham Palace. Is that correct?
Yes. In my time with CBS, I was taken over borders. I was taken out of the country. That should have been a problem. That should have been an FBI problem, but it wasn't. I was taken for jobs over the weekend for a few days at a time. Sure. When I was taken to Buckingham Palace, I was drugged.
I'm attentive and loyal, and prefer to
told
remain
where I was
myself.
going. I was told that
I knew you loved this world too much
be
to
out for transport. I was told wasn't told.
I'll use this chance to commit myself. Let us work together to honor the.
I was. My
Should you need to communicate in Elvish, pray call upon me. I would be only too glad to assist my master from beyond the river.
Very expensive wedding rings, and I was, accepting what was happening, and not fighting it. And I thought we were married. I was trying to make sure that I stayed with him and not, he didn't sell me, like he did his other girls. So I, went into an auction there, and auctions are not
I had
what people
every
think
faith
they
our
are.
paths would cross
Auctions
again.
are, sometimes you're standing or tied up or having to lay down naked.
I shall remember you. I'm well
Some
glad
people
to
are
be
allowed
traveling
to
by
take
your
samples
side
of you.
again.
They're allowed to touch you. They're allowed to, but I was taken to too many auctions. I was,
every auction is different. Is what you're saying?
yes.
Right.
And I was tied to tables.
Should you wish to pick your foes off from afar.
Treated like an animal.
You mentioned.
The time of our parting is come. Thank you for everything, Arisen.
Is this
Shall we discuss tactics now or later?
They form an attachment to these people?
Yes. Yes, you do. You're promised so many things. You're persuaded in ways that you need. Something that you're missing. People, look at things like, oh, at 15, at 16, you're a troubled teen. But usually there's symptoms to a real problem by the time that you're a teenager. And acting out just doesn't mean that you're doing things because your parents said no or something you don't agree with all the time. I was in foster care. I traveled with a trash bag. I was always somebody's toy. I was always somebody's punching bag. I was always somebody's satisfaction for something they needed. There's
Welcome,
If you think me a liar, then buy something.
I felt seen. I felt cared about. And sometimes it takes just a little bit for you to attach to someone. Being scared, and how many times would it take for you to be abused by someone? How many times would it take for you to learn how angry and evil it can get? For you to stop fighting, for you to stop. If you can't get out of the situation, your survival instincts kick in. And they do things that will make you agree with whatever they're trying to get you into.
So then, well, actually, before we go back to Buckingham Palace, you mentioned to me the first time that we spoke that there are a lot of victims who are upset with you because you're speaking out, who may even still be involved in this. Is this because they feel like they are actually special, protected by these people, and they don't want that exposed? They actually want that to continue?
Yes, they feel like they're working. They're told that they're, if you pay somebody, if you give someone something, then they will give you something in return. So that means that if you ever had a home, they'll give you a home. If you wanted to be on your own and be able to have your own car, be able to do things that you need to be able to do, they promise you that if you can do A, B, C, or D, then you can have all of that. And then once you do A, then it gets way deeper before you get to C.
Right. So Buckingham Palace, you said that there was an auction there. Were there
You're a welcome sight, Arisen.
Present at that auction? Were there regular people? Who goes there?
As ever.
Military. All kinds of people, military, judges.
Though our paths diverge here, it surely won't be long ere they converge anew. Are you fit to travel? Then let's not dawdle.
People will fly into these auctions to pick up someone from other countries to take them back to their country. It's legal. Trafficking is legal in other countries. You can marry a 60-year-old to a 50-year-old. That's legal. There's sex tourism that's legal. But sometimes they want what they call different products. So they will travel and invest.
How do they communicate with one another, Ali? How does one of these 6 people say to a pimp, I want this? Do they have secret communication channels?
They do, but there's things that are out there like Craigslist. Every day,
Welcome, sir. Contrary to the
online
name,
sites that are hidden in plain sight, messages are hidden in plain sight. If you go on to Craigslist right now, you'll be able to find
something and see the truth for yourself.
people who are offering jobs that are undercover to be able to pick up products, which are people. I know everybody's heard of the Wayfair scandal. That's real. There are many ways that they can communicate to be able to sell and trade. You are passing a trafficker, you're watching one, you are looking at one every day, your doctors, your attorneys, your judges, your lawyers, just because, everybody wants to just look at the elite and go up to the top, but that's not it. And, I've been abused by a lot of people in elite places, but that's nothing compared to what has happened with the people in low places and the people in the middle. Your everyday trash man, your everyday social worker, your everyday teacher, there's a trafficker that's around you every day no matter where you are. People just don't realize that. They always want to go straight to the top because they don't want to look at the things that are local and around them. And this is not just you're not just looking for the scariest person that you can think of that looks like they're going to eat you. That's the human mentality and the narrative that people want you to see as in human trafficking, that you're going to be looking for this big and scary person, and it's not. In trafficking, it's not just about sex, it's not just about a bad job gone wrong. You can sell drugs, drug trafficking, you can sell drugs and get a shipment of drugs once or twice, and then still have to try to find that shipment again and may not be able to get it. But a human you can sell over and over and over again until there is literally nothing left. And this is what they do. Organ harvesting is real. There's a joke of you can go somewhere and you can get a heart cheaper than you can.
Welcome, sir.
They have to go out and they have to
Here you are, sir.
be able to put them all together if they want to sell them together to the traffickers. You place them somewhere as research into transportation or who are making those deals, major deals, then if a pimp was supposed to get them to another trafficker. It's not just right, and so many things can happen in a matter of seconds, but you don't usually go straight into jobs. Someone grabs you, if you meet a pimp on the street, if you meet someone online, you don't just straight out say, okay, I'm going straight to elite escorting. No, that's not the way it works. It depends on if you're a virgin or not, it depends on who you are, it depends on who's looking for you. It depends on what they need, and it depends on how angry they get. It's an extreme process. But it's an industry. They're built into the person's way. You cannot have someone right off the street crying and losing their mind over a small job and going for an elite job, and it happens that way. Unless it's a job where they want you crying and screaming, that's not going to work out. So it has a process.
I felt certain I would find you here, Arisen. Seems over.
It's up to me to do something. It's a burden of responsibility. And it's a burden of responsibility to run people and you make a call to
I hope my magic served you well. Let us work together to what?
The burden of proof then relies on that person that they call. I don't need anyone to do anything for me or believe me. It's not just happening to just me.
I enjoy
It
tackling
happens
this
It happens every day. It happens all over the world. I think people are sitting here.
Should you have further need of a marksman?
I'm guessing. I see the Arisen's found something.
Some type of religious, gender.
What are your plans for the day?
I know that you said that you've got evidence, but you don't know where to take it.
At this point, yes,
Make copies.
bringing awareness that people need to wake up. People need to see that the real pandemic is human trafficking. All roads lead to trafficking. So many survivors, so many victims that are still in this life call me a traitor. After I ran away, after I escaped, and did what I had to do, hence were telling people that were around me, girls and guys that were around me, that I stole from them, that I made their debt deeper, that it was my fault because I left, that they have to work harder.
That's crazy.
Welcome, sir. After all, it is folly to linger on a single vocation when there are so many exciting methods of combat to be tried.
I did what I had to do to take a minute to see that you don't have this. You don't have to be someone's slave, and you don't have to be someone's sex toy. You don't have to do what someone tells you to do because they want satisfaction. It took me forever to realize that. It took me forever to see that somebody could possibly want me. I even took my mom away by the time she tried to want me. I took me away because it was a lot for me to see that somebody actually loved me. And I know it's a lot to take in. I know my story is a lot, but there are people way worse off than me. I'm blessed that these are the only things that have happened to me, because I know that so many people have it. Drive to prison, please look at prison, please make prison, please stand and fight, because there's so many people who need you to be their voice. There are so many souls that cannot rest. I've seen many of my friends die. I've seen many kids that I didn't get a chance to talk to or meet or know them personally. You will never get to hear their laugh, their favorite color. You will never get to know their real names. Because so
many people want to push this under the rug, and so many people want to say it's not true, and it doesn't happen, and it's better off to not listen to it because it's too dark and it's uncomfortable. So many people have to get uncomfortable and realize that there's something going on with this world, that things keep coming out and it's not making any sense to anyone. Where do you think it all comes from, and how many years do you think people have been working on it? You know, there's so many children who cry for their mom, and there's somebody who just help, somebody to do something, somebody to stop what's going on. Nobody wants to talk about them. Nobody wants to touch it at all. And it's wrong. It's wrong. And I don't care if you don't believe me. It happened to me. And it's happening everywhere. Okay? National trial. No one wants to open a black book. Those laptops matter. And no one wants to talk about the celebrities, the people that were involved, the people that worked for them, the people in the middle, the people on the bottom, the grunt workers, from the people who clean the sex toys to the people who made the orders and got onto the plane. You have not heard mainstream media talk about it whatsoever. The mainstream media will pull out another narrative for you to be distracted by, for you to be upset with somebody, for to create division amongst races, to just fearmonger. But we won't talk about the things that are actually scary.
Have you seen a particular pattern? I mean, I know what my thoughts are around this, but biggest trial in, I don't know, ever in history, and not a peak, yet we're talking about a variant with extremely mild symptoms as if it's going to end the planet. The anti-vaxxer production.
Exactly, a very smart variant that knows when you go into a restaurant, take a seat, and when you have food in your mouth. It's beyond ridiculous how well whoever runs things, I do not know who sits at the top, but it's sad how much they know that people are easily distracted, and how they play on everyone's intelligence. Because they can tell you, look here, look there, be upset about this, be distracted by this, because please do not look towards the Maxwell trial. Please do not look towards the everyday people that you idolize, that you stream their music, that you sign their paychecks, that we put our money into, excuse me, my college student was promised to just release herself. Stores that we buy our clothes from, Walmart, Wayfair, Target, even fast food that we go into, and McDonald's is saying, hey, it's real chicken now, it's real meat now, so nobody was asking, well, what was it before? No one, this is no figure. This is bigger than the OJ trial. Everybody that refuses.
You know, I heard, I hate to stop it, but I heard a couple of times from some legitimate sources that McDonald's meat is mixed in with human flesh. And the guy said, all them kids are missing. When we finish with them in our country, we give them to whatever the machines and stuff and mix it all up and serve it back to you. So y'all eating your own food. That's what I heard.
To say anything about the trial, those are the people that you should be questioning.
That's what you just said.
Stores that we buy our clothes from, Walmart, Wayfair, Target, fast food that we go into, when McDonald's is saying, hey, it's real chicken now, it's real meat now, but nobody was asking, well, what was it before? No one, this is the app, there could be no figure. This is bigger than the OJ trial. Everybody that refuses to say anything about the trial,
those are the people that you should be questioning. Especially any news anchor, news channel, local news. This should be something that you turn around to like you turn around to a 6-foot socially distanced COVID sticker. Everybody is talking about the wrong things, and trust me, if you knew what was really going on, you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You would throw up the way I do every night. You would probably have equal to PTSD just from understanding what is happening, and everybody wants to wait until it's personal to say something or to do something, or why do we have to wait for it to get there? Everybody would rather say, you know, what's going on in the elite's home, what's happening in Beyonce's home, what's happening in Steven Tyler's home, or what's happening in your home, because, you know, you got to get your backyard first, and nobody wants to kick out that of the family. Nobody wants to talk about that person that we shouldn't be bringing around. Nobody ever wants to look at what's really going on.
What can parents do to protect themselves from this? Because this is real too, right?
Right. First of all, do not be in denial. Do not think that it cannot happen in mine. Do not think that I live in a nice home, or I live in a gated community, or I live somewhere that doesn't exist. Again, human trafficking doesn't have an age, sex, or preference on it. If they need their product, they need their product, and they will do what they have to do. When people start realizing what's really wrong, everyone will be able to come together and stop what's going on. This is a part, human trafficking is a part of a very well-made machine, and it's not the type of machine that just a piece of it is broken. The whole machine needs to be taken down. The whole machine is done.
Wow.
And somebody needs to do something, and I pray that there is somebody in power, or somebody that has the clearance or the power to do something for everyone and to make everyone move. This is not just a money issue. You can't just throw money at this and it's just going to magically be okay. And you can't expect someone else to fix it. This takes people, everyday people standing up. Your authorities are involved. Every authority that you think that you can trust is involved.
We do have free will, and there are plenty of things we can do within the boundaries of the law now. At the end of the last video, I showed how many kids in the U.S. alone are currently missing. Just in this past month, the numbers are outrageous. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how we, the people, can help, but in reference to the You Don't Fuck With Cats docu-series from 2019, where the internet sleuths from all over the world were able to identify and track down a sick individual who was harming kittens and posting the videos online. We need that same energy. You don't fuck with kids. And with all of us united and using our voices, like at the end of Horton Hears a Who, in an effort to help and protect those who matter the most, we can make a difference. The Who's were not just specks on a dandelion, and kids are not just specks on this earth. Kids' lives matter. So here's the next step, and the best place to start that I can think of at the moment. If you go to that missing kids link in the description and do a search in your area, you can also print off info sheets. No one is stopping you from handing out flyers. Get creative. Use whatever skills you may have to spread the message. Start a Facebook group. Check weekly for new additions and just keep posting.
Yes.
Provide links to your local tip line. Many hands makes light work, and if there's at least one person in each area that takes the initiative, others will follow and help. If you build it, they will come. There are also free tools to help you in this endeavor. You can print screen and or screenshot and paste right into Canva in all the different formats for various social medias from both a computer and a phone, to then either post or print off. Very user-friendly, and there's plenty of avenues to search and learn more if need be. CapCut is also a very handy free editing software for both phone and computer if you'd like to make videos. These are tools and skills that you mostly learn by doing, and as you learn more of these hands-on skills, you can apply them to enrich other areas of your life. All we need to do is get active in whatever way possible. Whether you have kids or not, this generational trauma that keeps being created is affecting the entire collective. We have decades of complex trauma being passed down across the board, and we need to stand up. We must not incite any fear, harm, hate, or violence in this pursuit. We must remain peaceful, calm, and mindful. We must operate within the law and not cause any problems or get ourselves into any legal trouble. This must not lead to any hate speech or targeting of any specific group, religious sect, and/or organization. We must only take positive and productive action. We must never take any action that risks the safety of ourselves and others. Use your own discretion and act only within the legal limits of your jurisdiction. I've linked many resources and information to better educate and prepare yourself in the description. There's a helpline if you are a victim and need help. And I've also added a link to this Eyes Wide Open Telegram group where you can find more media and details relating to the overall cause. Knowledge is power. I'll be continuing to use this celebrity spotlight on the elephant in the room that we've been gifted with this year to shine through the darkness that's been hidden in plain sight for far too long. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
Wow. I am hoping that this platform, our YouTube channel, is helping. I'm hoping and I'm praying that somebody probably would have not watched this YouTube video somewhere else and they came here and watched it, and they probably shared it to somebody else that's taking down this information and getting involved. That's what I'm hoping that's happening. And I really want people to wake up and start helping. Your problem if it's all about you, I need. If you start helping other people, like when she said, Miss Carter, when she said, love someone unconditionally, find somebody, find a family, find a friend to love unconditionally. I don't care what she does. And I keep telling her, you can lie to me. I don't know why you would want to do that, because it ain't going to change my love for you. I love you unconditionally. And she knows who I'm talking to. I'm going to get on up out of here. Man, I'm hope this is got me all choked up. Y'all take it light, take it slow. You tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.
How goes the collection? Made any progress? Do come again. Fancy a look at my wares? Where are you off to?
My body's not forgiven me for last night's scuffle.
Give me a moment.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
The soldiers have been making a fuss over some strange temple in the sea.
You shan't hear me complain about an early repose.